Have you guys ever been driving down a road or a highway and noticed a car that looks like this? If you have, what you most likely witnessed is a lower ball joint failure, and unfortunately this is a super common issue for a lot of lowered Hondas and Acuras. Now my car, the CL9 TSX, is unfortunately one of the worst offenders of this, and I do have a slight noise coming from the front end. I'm gonna play that clip for you guys right now. So I've been super terrified to drive this car. Now, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be installing these. These are the Sankei 555 reinforced ball joints, and they have been recommended to me up and down by the CL9 TSX Facebook group. Now, over there, we see a TSX go down for this issue about once a week during the summer, and I definitely don't want that to happen to this car, so we're gonna get started. And the reason I say we're gonna get started is because this is actually a pretty big job in this car. Unlike the Civic Si, which has nice bolt-in lower ball joints, this car has press-ins. Now, not only are these press-ins, but as you guys can see, there's not a lot of clearance on the axle to get anything in there. So, we're gonna at least need to loosen the knuckle away from the axle. I think the best way to do this is just to pull the whole knuckle out. Now, you guys may remember us doing this job once on the channel before, but we did use OEM ball joints and they're just scaring me, so we are gonna be doing this again. Last time we actually broke a clamp trying to press these out, so it is likely that we take this to a shop to get the ball joints installed into the knuckle, but we're gonna be giving it the old college try. Now, if you are looking to do this on your own TSX, the process is pretty simple. You're gonna wanna go with the axle nut, then the caliper, then you can do these little guys up in here, one sensor up here. This is gonna plug in down in here as well. Then you can move on to the upper ball joint, the tie rod, and finally, the lower. Ooh, I'm gonna get tetanus on that one. Alright guys, so with all three tetanus pins taken out here, now we can start working on popping our joints. This one's the upper here. We're going to use this as an example. What we're going to want to do is first loosen up that nut. Good rule of thumb is if you're trying to save the part, you want to back the nut only so it's flush to the bottom. This particular one doesn't matter. We're going to be replacing the uppers too while we do this job. Once your nut's loose, you can stick your ball joint popper right in here. This bolt over here is going to push down on this, which is going to push up over here and pop the joint right out. It's going to be the same for all three guys. We got our upper, then our tie rod, and our lower. She's stuck. Oh, she's not stuck. So there it is with the ball joint popper, guys, and the 24mm socket. Should be able to slip the gun right on in here. I should have done this first. There we go. Tighten her down. There it goes. Way easier than the upper, because you can actually fit the gun in here. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And tie rod is separated. All right, guys, last but not least, we got the popper on the lower ball joint. Slide the gun on in here. Hopefully it'll pop for us. There it goes. And over, there it is.
There's one cow.
Nice. Alright guys, called in Dad for some backup. We did figure it was best to take the rotors off, so just working on those screws. There it goes. Big ups to Milwaukee Power here.
Well, another step forward, right?
Another step forward. Oh, she likes this car. This car means we get to go all over the place, huh? That's Sadie's territory. Just to show you guys quickly, in case you guys weren't aware, this is definitely Sadie's car.
Some more out here too, buddy, okay?
Okay. So this guy was stuck here, guys. All I did was reuse the axle nut here, threw the socket on top to give me a little bit of clearance past the studs, hit that with a mallet, and it came nice and free for me. So that was the biggest snag. That and the sensor I did get out of here. It was last. That was seized on this side too. It should come up. Up. Perfect. Hopefully I wasn't pulling on that axle too much, but there's the second knuckle. All right, guys, so we're back here for day 2. Got both knuckles out of the car. As you can see, we do have one of our ball joints removed here. I was gonna take this to the shop, but again, huge thanks to the TSX CL9 Facebook group, told me to just hit it with my purse. So we did end up picking up this 6-pound sledge, and I do have a little system here, which is really nice for removing these lower ball joints. So what I like to do is take one of these sockets here, this is a big guy, stick it on backwards. It gives you just a little bit more to hit with the mallet when you do end up swinging it. So we got one ball joint down, one to go. Let's get swinging. For the TSX guys who were wondering if I was lying about these things, they're in there. They're like, oh, it'll just pop right out. No, it won't. Nope. She's moving.
Grease pop. What a pain in the...
Yeah, this is not easy. So at least we got some camera evidence for you guys on these ball joints being a little bit tough to remove. I know a lot of the guys in the TSX group were like, oh, it just took 3 or 4 pops. And I actually saw, shout out to one of the other guys who posted his own video. He like swung at it like 3 times with a 5-pound sledge. Popped right out for him. My car is not that. These things are in there. So right now, Hoppy's looking for some sockets for us. I did have a 24 that was pretty good last time. And I did get that out myself, but we got the big guns today. So ball joint number 2, we'll let Hop swing.
I don't know what's in here.
How is that just not moving? Oh. Okay, let me hold this up straight. I don't want to put too much on the studs.
Oh, that's fair. I didn't think of that. Dude, that's not moving.
Nope. All right, guys, we got a little motion out of it. We've actually been going at this for like a half hour, but we got a little bit of a pop here. What we had to do is we actually had to take off all the rubber, and then this was kind of mushroomed out, so we just kind of wore away at it until we had enough room. Then we slipped a socket over it. This is a 36 mil for those of you guys who are wondering. And we just started swinging at that. Hop's got the brute strength, so it popped. So we're just gonna keep swinging, and hopefully it'll go the rest of the way. There it goes. It's right there.
Can't use that anymore.
I can't do it anymore.
You know what I just realized? We have the exact opposite haircut.
We do.
Yours is short in the back and sides and long in the front, and mine's short in the front and sides and long in the back.
I'm actually dripping sweat from this right now.
I know. I can see the droplet on your nose.
Thanks. So currently, guys, we do have about half the ball joint out. We are noticing that we're making a lot better progress when we're hitting the metal base part than when we're hitting the stud itself. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cut off just a little bit of the stud here, so that way we can get one of Hoppy's sockets on, just so that it's sitting flush. It'll sit just inside the knuckle, and we'll be able to push it out that way. We are hitting this a ton. Like you guys can see, this is all mangled, and it's just not going when we hit the stud, no matter what kind of socket or anything we put on there. So we're gonna lop this off. That way we'll be able to get a socket on nice and flush and keep hitting that way. This is crazy, dude. Yeah!
4-pound mallet.
4-pound mallet.
1.8" socket.
All right, guys, we got the press on here. I've seen a few videos where the guys just have one adapter where it's like a cylinder with a flat back. We didn't seem to have that in this kit here from O'Reilly's, so we ended up rigging up something. We have one of the adapters and then another one to allow the stud through. I still don't know, dude. I don't know if that's enough room for the stud to go through there. That's sketchy.
We're gonna redneck engineer your Honda today. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Big birthday.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What does this do?
That's a 250.
That's awesome. That's so much. Thank you, dude. There it goes. Is it getting any harder? You are?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, back it up. Yeah, it all looks good, right?
It's good.
All right, keep going. Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Break anything. That's good.
Yeah, shamble it. Okay. Do things the old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah, now that C-clip's got to go down in here.
Yep. And like spring clips, they spring open, and these ones for ground clips.
Ooh.
Spread them.
Look at that. Special tools, guys. So don't forget your C-clip. That's this guy in here. Keeps the ball joint from backing out, and it sits flush on the knuckle as well. So definitely don't forget those. But we did need those special tools. Thanks. Big thanks to Hop and Devin today for the specialty tools. We got the torque. Oh, we got the torque wrench here. We got Hoppy's whole kit. Definitely takes a village, this job, but making good progress.
Could be worse.
So we were just talking about how much thicker these 555s are versus the stock ball joints. Like, look at that. That is absolutely crazy. And these are really, really hard to move as well. So when we were hammering these out on the OEM ball joint, this was flopping around. It was all flaccid or whatever. This like won't move. And then this is super skinny compared to the reinforced stud. So
Look at how much smaller it is on the end.
yeah, that's crazy.
If I hold it right in the middle, you can see every inch of thread.
Yeah, that's a big difference. So that's gonna make us feel a lot better about taking corners in the TSX. Cool. All right, guys, ball joint 2 is in. Just wanted to show you the little rig we have here on the O'Reilly's tool in case you guys ended up with that. We got the smallest of the cylinders. Then we got the adapter with the big hole into the adapter with the small hole. It does make just enough room for the stud to go through there, so that's great. Ball joint is in nice and tight, nice and flush. Next is our C-clip. Beautiful. Let's go, dude. Bye. Thanks for your help, buddy. No problem. This is a good time to stop the time lapse, guys. As you can hear, we're getting some grinding on the rotor, so before that gets too bad or go driving, we're definitely gonna wanna work on the dust shield, bend that back away from the rotor, definitely catching down here. So something to keep in mind, when you take these knuckles out, these are really flimsy metal, they bend real easy, so if you go driving like that, you're gonna get a or even worse, terrible grinding, so. Oh, and you're probably seeing me put these set screws in on the rotor and like, oh, Carl, those are useless. Yeah. Kinda, but they help set the rotor in place to check for that. And then I believe too, you can get like a clicking noise if you don't put them in. As the rotor rotates, or as the hub rotates, there'd be a little play. So it just helps with like the solidity. I don't know, they probably don't need to be in there, but we're gonna keep them for now. All right, guys, so we actually popped out those set screws just to pop the rotor off and hammered at the dust shield a little bit because it was really grinding. But this is what you want. No noise. After that, we do have the brake calipers that we can install. I did spray these black. It's not a Ferrari, guys. I didn't grind it down or anything. I just kind of top coated them in black. I think they came out pretty nice. We're gonna slap this all together and get it ready to go. And there we go, guys. Brakes all back together, all painted up. I think the black looks so nice. Can't wait to tell you guys what I'm planning for the body on this thing, but I think the black's gonna match perfect. Just wanted to quickly run you guys through all the torque specs. So on the back of the caliper, on these slidey boys, we got 36. Like I said, it's not a Ferrari. I know you guys are like, I didn't paint that. Listen, you're never gonna see that, okay? We got 36 on the little guys, and then on the back caliper mounting bolts on there are gonna be 80 foot-pounds. Upper ball joints, you can go to 32, and then if you need to spin them more to get the cotter pin in there, you can do that. Tie rod's gonna be the same deal, 32, and you can spin it some more if you need to. Lower ball joints, OEM spec is gonna be 58, then you can spin it more again if you need to get the cotter pin in there as well. And then all these little guys, I just go hand tight with the 10. Obviously there's one down there for the sensor too. Now we do have one final step, which is gonna be our axle nut. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna come over here into your driver's seat, and you're gonna wanna get yourself one of these. This is a dad. I have the 1964 model. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're here, you probably don't have one. But this one runs great. He's gonna hold the brake pedal down for me so I can spin those axle nuts. All right, guys, shout out to Dev for the big guns. We got this thing set to 181. We're gonna get cranking with Dad on the brakes. You get a little more pressure, Dad?
There you go.
Still slipping. Can I get a little more?
Pretty hard right there. Back off for a second.
Yeah, the rotors are still spinning.
Let me pump it. Try that now.
Okay. Yep, there we go. Oh, still spinning the rotor.
What if you just put something through here?
Yeah, some guys jam in the rotor. I don't love the idea of that though, because you can bend the rotor.
Jam it, but maybe
they go in these vents and then it hits the caliper.
Oh, hold on now before you move it.
Yep.
Okay, I'd say right about there. I don't know.
Okay, I'm
Do you want to try that or?
This one's 60. That was 195. Okay, that's plenty. All right, guys, here we go. Final step. All we need to do is peen this. I got a little bit more torque out of this one than the other one. We ended up around 190 on this one, 181 perfect on the other. I was just kind of getting used to Devin's torque wrench or whatever, but we're just gonna hit this with one of our, actually, this guy might do the trick pretty good. But the idea is you just swing in, and if you guys see this little indent, you just wanna make sure the edge of the nut fits nice and smooth around there so it can't back out. You can't make it up, guys. All All right, guys, so that is gonna round off our lower ball joint and upper ball joint install on the TSX. Now, I'm gonna say, everyone on the forum, Carl, this is gonna be so easy. Just hit it with your purse. Just take a swing at it. It'll pop right out. That was not the case with this car. It's definitely wicked tough. It was tough last time, but this time we did it here without the need of help from a shop. So I think that's really, really cool. Of course, if you guys have any questions, if you're doing this job yourself, please feel free to ask me. I'm happy to share about my experience. I'm no mechanic, I'm no professional, so I'm sure I made some kind of mistake or did something wrong somewhere. You guys can feel free to point that out down in the comments below, but definitely ask me down there if you guys have any questions too. Guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I cannot wait to have this car on the road. We are leaving it up on jack stands. Unfortunately, the state I live in makes it so hard to get an inspection sticker on a car like this, and so we're probably gonna have to make this thing pretty ugly. That's gonna be for another video. Once again, guys, if you made it this far, I appreciate you a ton. If you did enjoy the video or found it useful at all, please feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more just like it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.